When you hear the word Bali, what comes first to your mind? Is it the beach and nature? This time, we're going to see, feel, and dance to the other side of Bali that often gets overlooked. The art.
Come see the beauty, only on See Indonesia! See the beauty, only on See Indonesia! Welcome to Garuda Wisnu Kencana Cultural Park, the art and cultural icon of Bali.
Let's begin our quest by visiting the cultural landmark of Bali. Garuda Wisnu Kencana is claimed to be the third highest statue in the world. Its height is 121 meters and can even be seen from the plane window when you first arrive in Bali. To create this masterpiece, the artist needs at least 28 years to finish it from 1989.
Memang pembuatannya ini tidak sesederhana yang kita lihat, karena dari segi size-nya dan dari segi ketinggiannya itu sangat sulit sekali terhadap cuaca dan terutama angin ya. Dan tentu kan kita tahu Bali kan juga daerah gempa, jadi strukturnya itu sangat berperan sekali. Jadi memang dari kita membagi tugas, Pak Nyoman Warta sebagai inisiator proyek juga dulu, dan beliau memang artis yang sangat mumpuni lah di bidang art. Di dalamnya bisa kita bagi dua komponen untuk mengetahui berapa kompleksnya patung ini.
This statue represents the Lord of Wisnu, who takes care and unites people. Therefore, it is a cultural symbol that is meant to unify all Indonesians and not just people of Bali. With the groundbreaking design and size, a lot of people are already familiar with Garuda Wisnu Kencana. However, I heard there is another record-setting statue in Bali that not so many people know about. It's here, in Batubulan, Gianyar, Bali. Welcome to UC Silver, where almost everything is made in silver. In this museum, a record-breaking dragon statue stands so grand, stealing everyone's attention.
Ini senimannya siapa, Mbak?
Senimannya namanya Bapak Nyoman Ediawan.
Oh.
Beliau awalnya adalah seorang seniman, membuat perhiasan perak.
Oh, ini dibuatnya berapa lama nih, Mbak?
Nah, kalau ini dibuatnya selama 5 tahun, start dari tahun 2013 hingga tahun 2018.
Wow, 5 years to make this. Maknanya apa, Mbak?
Naganya ini terdiri dari 9 buah naga yang saling sambung menyambung. Dan kalau dilihat, kepala naganya itu menghadap ke arah yang berbeda. Dan ini sesuai dengan konsep di Bali, bahwa di Bali itu kami percaya ada 9 arah mata angin. Dan 9 arah mata angin itu berkaitan dengan 9 dewa-dewi yang menjaga seluruh semesta. Jadi naga ini niscaya merupakan simbol dari kedatangan 9 dewa tersebut untuk menjaga alam semesta.
Membuat ini unik dan sampai memecahkan rekor muri itu apa, Mbak?
Yang pertama itu adalah dari banyaknya perak yang kami gunakan, itu 720 kg perak, hampir 1 ton, dan untuk panjangnya ini totalnya adalah 20 meter.
Wow, almost 1 ton to create this. Talk about dedication and perseverance. Aside from the museum, they also have a store that sells wearable silver jewelry. Of course, I want to take a look on that.
Oh, Mbak. Boleh lihat yang gelang ini, Mbak?
Oh ya, bisa.
Ya, satunya boleh lihat dulu, Mbak.
Ini produk autentik kami karena di sini ada motif sweet dragonfly.
Kalau yang ini gede banget Mbak. Kebetulan ini harganya berapa Mbak?
Harganya 75 juta. Karena ini dihargai dari cara pembuatannya dan juga berat perak yang digunakan.
Oh my god. This bracelet cost 75 million rupiah. Oh my god. You can see all the details here, and what makes it very unique is that this dragonfly pattern that is only found in this store.
No, your ears don't lie to you. You heard it right. Some of the collections here are very, very expensive due to their weight and very detailed patterns. Let's look at other, more affordable collections that suit my wallet.
Kira-kira ada rekomendasi nggak cincin yang cocok buat aku? Kira-kira yang mana?
Oke, karena bajunya biru ya. Di sini ada batu labradorite.
Batunya labradorite
di dalam cahaya. Coba aja.
Wow, it's shiny inside. It's glowing. Look at this. So pretty. I think it fits my clothes so well, right? Now I'm gonna try the bracelet. Oh my god. Wow. She's so majestic. It's so heavy and the detail is fantastic.
I can't get over these beautiful details. How did they even create this masterpiece? To fulfill my curiosity, I'm going to look into the process behind the curtains. First of all, the craftsmen need to melt the silver and mix it with other materials. Then print it with the 3D techniques based on the desired design. After that, it will be made into a jewelry, and finally, it would be polished until it is wearable.
To make this many earrings, you have to spend like around 3 days to create it. Wow, that's quite a journey.
So you put the raw earring on this long tool and gently knock it with iron until it is smooth enough. Jewelry needs more than a designer to make it happen. And these craftsmen are truly the unsung heroes behind your silver treasures.
Now we will continue our art quest in Bali's legendary icon for fine arts and culture, Ubud. I present you the Agung Museum of Art. Let's go!
This museum has its own distinctive slogan, which is the Living Museum. That's because the owner, Bapak Agung Rai, also perceived nature as a part of art itself. So that way, the museum is also a breathing entity connected with nature. We can also often find some local artists creating their own artwork. Wow, truly impressive. Bapak Agung Rai guides me through all of the permanent collections. And it feels like I'm taken into a time machine. There are so many big names here.
This is painting made by Raden Saleh, the maestro of Indonesian modern painting.
This room is full of many pioneer artists in Bali that shaped the art landscape in this island now.
So this room has so many collections of the foreign artists that came to Indonesia after the First World War to paint Balinese traditions and culture, and they can be called as the pioneer of Balinese arts because they also taught the techniques and skills to local Indonesian artists at Bali at that time.
And here is the Indonesian art maestro, Afandi. What makes his art unique is that he directly poured the oil paint on canvas and he painted directly with his fingers, creating a spontaneous work. While it is good to reminisce the glory of the past, but what about the future of art in Bali?
Perkembangan seni di Bali itu menurut saya itu ya sejak dibukanya ada sekolah-sekolah seni ya, SMK, ada Asri, ada ISI sekarang itu atau di Indonesia ya, itu sangat dinamis ya, sangat membantu ya, karena tentunya masyarakat kita, seniman-seniman kita atau anak keluarganya yang menginginkan untuk menjadi seniman yang utuh atau yang lebih ke bisa berperan di tingkat internasional, itu dia harus melalui pendidikan formal ya.
He also mentioned that there is art in everything that we do in Bali. So in a way, art is truly inevitable. But I am still not quite satisfied. I want to know more about the future of Balinese art, or even the bright promising artists in this island. Is there any? And the answer lies here, in the corner of Ubud.
Don't disturb me, I'm about to channel my inner Picasso. Curious where I am? Follow me.
This is Bares Studio, created by a local artist, Inyoman Bratayasa, who has been painting since the 90s.
Ini Sanggar Bares dibuatnya dari tahun berapa, Bu?
Kalau Sanggar Bares berdirinya itu tanggal 18 Agustus ya, 2017. Jadi itu awalnya berdirinya secara spontanitas karena saya melihat lingkungan ya di sekitar saya itu beda dengan yang dulu ya. Kalau dulu itu di sebelah ada mematung, ada melukis gitu. Nah, sekarang itu kan jarang ditemui gitu. Nah, karena kebetulan saya memang bergerak di bidang katakanlah seni, khususnya seni lukis gitu. Jadi, apa yang bisa saya berikan untuk lingkungan saya sendiri kan gitu. Makanya saya awalnya ya bikin ada tempat untuk mereka mengeluarkan kreativitasnya mereka gitu.
Kalau kemarin dengar habis ada pameran juga ya?
Ya, betul. Ini karyanya dia si Imade Ananda.
Pameran tunggal.
Iya, betul. Ini salah satu karyanya dia. Gitu.
Wow.
Jadi anak ini sudah berkarya sejak umur 4 tahun ya. Jadi sekarang sudah 5 tahun dia berkarya. Jadi karyanya sudah 2000 lebih selama di Sanggar Bares. Dan karya-karya itu terkumpul di dalam kardus itu. Gitu. Jadi ada sekitar 40 anak khusus di lingkungan sini yang belajar di Sanggar Bares. Jadi saya tidak membatasi ya, anak-anak boleh, remaja boleh, siapa saja boleh. Tidak ada batas usia.
This young artist, named Imade Ananda, broke the record by selling all of his artworks during the first days of his solo exhibition. For these kids, Bares Studio is a safe haven for them. Everyone is encouraged to create their own art without having to comply with a strict standard.
Kalau Sanggar Bares ya mungkin yang membedakan ya karya ya. Jadi karyanya kan bisa dilihat gitu bagaimana anak-anak itu betul-betul diberikan kebebasan dalam berkarya gitu. Tidak dibatasi ya ide-ide mereka. Jadi kalau di Sanggar Bares itu saya cuma menyediakan kertas, warna apa yang kita miliki, nah itu yang mereka pakai ya. Jadi mereka berkarya bebas.
That way, the kids could figure out what they actually love and what their painting style is really like. So everyone can be an artist here. I guess it's time for me to give it a shot.
Let's add more colors because life is full of colors. Tada! I finished my painting. What do you think? Gimana, Bli? Ini udah selesai nih.
Kalau saya lihat karyanya sangat menarik. Menariknya apa? Berani menaruh warna kuning gitu.
Oh.
Karena itu warnanya kan berbenturan ya. Dengan merah, dengan biru gitu. Tapi menjadi artistik. Ya. Jadi kalau saya sendiri diteruskan saja. Berkesenian itu memang begitu. Jadi terus mengulang. Ya. Jadi sampai kapan kita nggak tahu. Jadi dari saya sendiri komposisi warna sangat menarik gitu. Jadi bukan harus bentuknya bagaimana, tidak. Seni itu kan bagaimana kita bisa menampilkan sesuatu yang menarik, sesuatu yang artistik gitu. Itu yang dicari.
The art landscape in Bali is now shifting. While it used to be limited to artists with higher education only, but now everyone is free to brush colors to their own canvases. And that's how Balinese art will keep surviving and striving in the future.
When talking about art, specifically in Bali, there is a place that I want to show you. In this place, you can just not enjoy art, but also buy it and keep it for yourself. Welcome to Pasar Seni Guang, Sukawati.
In this art market, they sell various artworks and crafts, starting from bracelets to home decorations.
Oh my god, look at this. Ini asbak ya, Bu?
Ya, asbak itu asbak.
Okay, so it's an ashtray, but it's art, you know? Oh, so it's a replica of Garuda Wisnu Kencana statue by Inyoman Warta. Ta-da! I look like a typical tourist, don't I? This is dream catcher to prevent you from having any nightmare. Maybe I should get one.
Well, hopefully, I won't get any nightmares after getting this. Fingers crossed! Aside from this, they also sell paintings, just like this painting of a Balinese dancer. And that takes us to where we are now. It's time for me to learn the iconic Balinese dance to better understand about the art and culture in Bali.
Ini namanya tari apa nih, Kak?
Yang sekarang ini maunya kita nariin tari condong.
Tari condong. Itu maknanya apa, Kak?
Ceritakan rajanya ini punya asisten. Jadi asistennya ini diceritakan dalam sebuah tarian ini. Gimana kita sebagai seorang pelayan harus cekatan, harus lincah seperti itu masuk ke dalam tarian ini. Jadi tarian condong ini dalam gerakannya tuh energik seperti itu, tegas dia bergeraknya gitu.
When it comes to dancing, listening to the story and theory is just not enough. It's time for a practice.
Kalau kita mau nari itu, pertama kakinya tapak sirang. Ini namanya kaki tapak sirang pade. Ya, kalau sekarang kita mau agem, dari kaki tapak sirang pade ini kaki kirinya maju untuk agem kanan. Udah, ukurnya itu kira-kira 1 kepal, kira-kira. Oke. Udah, kalau mau agem kanan, dari posisi ini tangan kanan sejajar sama mata. Oke. Tangan kirinya sejajar dengan sisi. Sekarang turun badannya, turun, pantatnya dibawa ke kiri. Oke. Ya, ini namanya agem kanan. Oke, agem kanan. Sekarang dari agem kanan kita belajar lu-nrut-dut namanya. Oke, badannya naik, seret, naik, kakinya oke. Sekarang turun, turunin. Oke, dorong sekarang. Pang. Dah, ukel. Nih tangannya diukel, ini namanya gerakan ukel. Diputar, tas, kembali ke agem kanan. Seledat kanan, dat, pong. Mata. Oke. Oke, seledatnya kembali ke tengah. Dah, lagi seledat tengah. Ya. Oke, itu namanya seledat. Nah, kalau nyeledet itu matanya nggak boleh dikedipin. Harus kalau buka dat kembali, pas kembali harus tetap dia dibuka. Nah, setelah itu baru boleh kedip pelan-pelan.
Balinese dance express the stories through bodily gestures such as fingers, hands, heads, and eyes. Some of them are linked to religious rituals, but others are created for certain occasions, such as entertainment and welcoming dance.
Kiri berarti. Kiri, terus ke kiri gini. Terus gini. Gini. My thigh feels so stiff. Oke.
Rendah.
Udah cukup rendah?
Oke.
Get low.
Loop ngerudutnya. Naik badannya. Hap, badannya naik dari posisi ingat. Naik. Turun. Sogok.
I always have problem with these hands.
Go. Tadi putar belakangnya diputar. Hap. Slow dead sekarang, dead kanan. Dead. Pong. Oke. Iya. Nih, sikunya harus naik. Ya.
Oh my god.
Hap, nggak boleh kedip.
Ow. Why is it hard to do this eyes movement?
Mind you, dancing is not really my strength. So if you see me struggling here and there, please don't follow me, because I'm a bad example for this.
When you're doing a Balinese dance, actually you have to take off your mask because you have to be expressive with your face.
The dance is easy to watch, but very hard to follow. Well, at least I tried. To prevent hurting your eyes more from watching my stiff movement, let's just watch these dancers on their training session. As the rain swept the ground and the water reflects their movement, this dance gets even more dramatic to see. Let's end our art quest by enjoying the Puspanjali dance by the cliff during the sunset time. Unlike Condong dance, Puspanjali is a welcoming dance to greet the guest. Puspa means flower, and Anjali means respect. Combine it all together, and it means respecting like the flower. What a beautiful meaning! Although the clock keeps ticking, but on this island of gods, Bali remains present and still with its uniqueness and bold calmness. It is not stuck in the past. Instead, it moves slowly, building its own character in the blanket of art and culture, preserving the true heritage that would last and linger in the lifetime.